Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh in this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet! Jet-E-T-S, Jet! Let's go! Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. And in this live stream, we're going to be breaking down the opponent and talk about the Minnesota Vikings and how the New York Jets are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. Yes, I'm manifesting a victory. Now, this won't be an easy one. The Minnesota Vikings are one of the best teams in the NFL. In my opinion, one of the most underrated teams across the league. They do not get enough credit in terms of the national scope. And we're playing a team that is beaten up on every single one of the teams in the AFC East. So it's up to the Jets to avoid a clean AFC East sweep that the Minnesota Vikings are trying to pull off here. So in this live stream, I want to give you guys my thoughts, the keys to victory, some key matchups, and what to look out for when it comes to this team that we're facing in the Minnesota Vikings. We're coming off a pretty good win against the Chicago Bears. But I think we all know that the Chicago Bears had their backup quarterback out there. The Bears are simply not a good team, right? Mike White goes out there and has a tremendous game in his first start of the season. But this is going to be the big test because what did Jets fans want early on in the year, in August, heading into the season? What did we all want? Meaningful games in December. Well, we've got it. It's December, and we got a meaningful game because the Jets have to win on Sunday in order to stay in the playoffs. Because with the Patriots win tonight or a Chargers win and the Jets loss, we're out of the playoffs. So the Jets control their own destiny, and they have 2 big-time games in a row on the road. First test, Minnesota. Then we got a rematch against the Buffalo Bills. We all know that the Bills want to get their revenge against us. But we also know Mike White wants to get his revenge against the Bills because that was the game where he stunk it up last year and had 4 interceptions. So let's break down the opponent. But before we do that, let's get into the live chat. What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great afternoon here on Thursday. Happy December. And I'm excited, man. Everyone do me a gigantic favor. Please hit that like button on your way into the show. Let's get it going, baby. I think we all know the key matchup in this game that everyone's going to be looking forward to is Justin Jefferson versus Sauce Gardner. I think Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in football. I don't think it's a debate, to be honest. I don't care how good Tyreek Hill has been doing. I don't care about Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. Justin Jefferson is him. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in football. And Sauce Gardner has been playing like the best corner in football as a damn rookie, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. So how about that? The good news is we don't just have Sauce. We got DJ Reed. So it's not like we have to shadow Justin Jefferson with Sauce Gardner. We also have DJ Reed to be able to handle the load. What up, Ali? Welcome to the chat, my friend. Hope you're doing well, my man. So it's definitely going to be a fun game. It's at 1 o'clock. And if you break down this Minnesota Vikings team, any Vikings fan will tell you that all their wins have been stressful. They've never really had an easy win where it comes down to a blowout victory. They're gritting their way. They're fighting their way back. They're pulling off comebacks. They're just figuring out ways to win. And that's what the Jets have been doing. They've been taking advantage of their opportunities. They've been getting the benefit of the doubt going up against backup quarterbacks sometimes. But I don't want to hear that because the Jets beat Josh Allen. The Jets beat Aaron Rodgers. And I know the Packers are not what the Packers used to be, and Aaron Rodgers is a little washed. But that tells me that the backup quarterback excuse means nothing. Because what have the Jets had all year? Awful quarterback play. And now we have Mike White as the new quarterback, and he needs to show a sign of consistency in this game. Because Mike White, as good as he played against the Chicago Bears, means nothing if you cannot do it on a week-to-week basis. I was very impressed with Mike White, as you guys are aware. I just posted a video on Shorts earlier today, how impressed I was. But Mike White's got to prove that he can do this on a consistent basis. Because all it means nothing if you can't do it week in and week out. So before we get deeper into the preview, I want to talk about PrizePicks, who is a proud sponsor of the channel, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts about what you think is going to happen for the Jets. They got Mike White at 238 yards. I think that's the easy over. Because if you break down Mike White's game in his career, watch this. First game was against the Patriots where he came in for an injured Zach Wilson, and he still put up 202 yards. So that was half a game. His first start, 405 yards. His second start, 95 yards and one drive, and he got injured. And then his next start against the Bills, 251 yards, and that was still with a bad performance. And then his next start, which was this season, 315. So I'm taking the over on Mike White. No doubt about it. Call me biased. I don't really care. But especially going up against a Vikings pass defense that is one of the worst in the NFL, and that means Garrett Wilson's getting over 60 yards. We see Mike White comes in there. He gets 95 yards. And Garrett Wilson has been on doing very well lately. He had a bad game against the Patriots, but I think we all know why. That wasn't really him. It was more of Zach Wilson and the offense in general. So they only got 2 Jets players right now on PrizePicks, and I think this is easy money, to be frank with you guys. I mean, $20 to win $60 just to get these 2 players. But if you want to add some Vikings players to this mix, Justin Jefferson at 85.5 yards. I mean, the Vikings got blown out by the Dallas Cowboys, and they held Justin Jefferson at 33 yards. So that's going to be the key. I'm going to stay away from Jefferson. Just stay away from him. But I am going to take the under on Hawkinson because the Jets have been actually defending tight ends very well this year. Kirk Cousins at 255 yards. He's been pretty good. And Dalvin Cook rushing yards. Pretty interesting stuff. So, again, guys, if you want to join the PrizePicks wave, click the link down below in the description and sign up by using the PrizePicks code JetsMedia to get 100% of your deposit matched up to $100. You deposit $10, you get $10 for free. You deposit $50, you get $50 for free. So I'm honestly just going to stay away from the Vikings. I'm going to bet over on both of these players. I'm just going to do a simple bet. Simple, light, $10 to win $30. Oh, yeah, you got to include people from the other team. I forgot about that. So that's what I'm going to be putting up. I'm going to add Vikings player. I'm going to put this down there when they add more Jets on Sunday. So I'm not going to place my bet yet because they're going to add more Jets players as the week goes on PrizePicks. But if you guys want to download PrizePicks today, make sure you do so because they got awesome stuff. I've been winning good money. I think I'm in total won $450 on PrizePicks. So if you guys want to join the show, let's see it. Let's see it. So now, Garrett Wilson has been named Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Let's go, baby. Another Rookie of the Week award for the Jets. There is some news to talk about regarding the New York Jets that I feel like I should bring up before we get into the Vikings a little bit more. James Robinson's a little unhappy with his usage. You know, he was a healthy scratch on Sunday. They decided to go with Bam Knight. And it's kind of interesting because James Robinson's upset. But I don't know if us as a fan base, are we upset about that? No, because Robert Saleh made the right move. Bam was active, and he had 103 yards, which is the most by any Jet in his debut, by the way. More than Breece Hall in his debut. More than any Jet in history at the line of scrimmage to get yardage in their first start or their first playing time for debut. So James Robinson's unhappy. Michael Carter is banged up with an injury. There is a chance that he plays Sunday, but if Carter doesn't play, then that's where Robinson's going to get out there. But say Carter is healthy. What do? Are they going to keep Robinson inactive? Because how do you put Bam Knight back on the bench after that performance? And you got to keep Ty Johnson out there as well for special teams purposes. So it's going to be a very interesting situation of how the Jets handle it. We also have another news about the Jets potentially coming back home to Queens. I'm not going to get my hopes up for that. As a, diehard Jets fan from Long Island, New York, as a Mets fan as well, pretty close to Queens, I would be the happiest person alive if the Jets come back home to New York. But that's a long shot in my eyes, and I really don't know if that's going to happen or not. So I'm not going to get my hopes up until I see more, definitive evidence that it's actually possible that the Jets can come back home. I know that is a trending topic right now, but please don't get your hopes up. And I know New Jersey Jets fans are like, I don't care about that. Stay in MetLife. Sorry, guys. They deserve to come back home where they belong, in Queens. So let's see if that happens. But let's get back into the Jets and the Vikings. When it comes to this game, the Minnesota Vikings have a big weakness on their offense that the Jets must exploit in order to win this game. The New York Jets pass rush has to be on their A game in this one. It's that simple. Kirk Cousins was hit 4 times and sacked once against the Patriots, and the Patriots are one of the best pass rushing units in the league. But if you go 2 weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys shut them down. And how did they do that? Micah Parsons had 9 pressures. Their pass rush was after him. So the Minnesota Vikings' weakness that I was talking about is their interior offensive line. Now, luckily for the Jets, Sheldon Rankins is back at practice today. And I hope that means he's going to play because we need Rankins back big time. Because Quinnen Williams has 8 sacks to lead the team. But Sheldon Rankins is a big, big piece to the pass rush for this Jets squad. And the Jets have to make sure that they can get interior pass rush consistently on Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins is a guy that is going to stand tall in the pocket and let it rip. He's not going to beat you with his legs. He's not going to beat you with his athleticism. He's going to beat you with his mind, beat you with his smarts, scanning the defense, finding the holes, understanding where the ball needs to go, getting rid of the ball fast and quickly. So we need Sheldon Rankins and Quinnen Williams and Nathan Shepard and Solomon Thomas and all the boys in the interior defensive line to really take over this game, as well as Carl Lawson, as well as Bryce Huff, who's on a 3-game sack streak, as well as Jermaine Johnson and Michael Clemens. The entire defensive line needs to have one of their best games because how do you take Justin Jefferson out of the game? Pass rush. Obviously, we need our corners to guard him, but if you can get to the quarterback fast, then that does not allow Justin Jefferson's routes to develop down the field, and the ball will not go to him. And that's what the Dallas Cowboys did. So I think that's going to be the X factor in this game is going to be that side of the ball. It's going to be the Jets defense because I got confidence in the Jets offense putting up points and moving the ball against the Minnesota Vikings defense that ranks bottom in the league against the pass. I mean, Mac Jones put up 382 yards against them, and we saw what Mac Jones looked like against our defense. He looked utterly trash. And the Patriots offense put up 3 points on us. And they allowed 28, 30 points. So that's going to be the difference of this game. Can the Jets defense still show that they are one of the top units in the league? Because as good as they've been struggling with open field tackling. They give up some explosive plays, but they do bounce back when they can the most. And I feel like the Jets have a really, really big opportunity here to have, to make a statement. And I actually have a special guest, guys, who is going to be joining the show, who happens to be a Minnesota Vikings content creator. I was on his channel yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was a lot of fun. We talked ball, and he's going to be joining the channel right now to give his thoughts about the New York Jets and his thoughts about this game. So without further ado, let's get the special guest in here and let's talk some Jets and Vikings. Onebar.
Hey, how's it going, Richie?
What's up, my man? Welcome to my channel. We are live right now. I was on your channel yesterday. We had a great conversation regarding the Minnesota Vikings, and a lot of respect to you and your fan base. I really love your channel, and I love what you're doing over there. And welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me on. I can't wait for Sunday. I'm probably a little more scared than I want to be for this game, but I'm excited to talk about it, man. Let's do it.
So when you say you're scared, you are 9-2. So what about this game scares you?
I guess deep down, I'm scared that I'm scared of the Jets. I don't want to be, and I am. And it's your defense, 100%. And I mean, we talked about it yesterday. I mean, the biggest thing that scares me is obviously that defensive front with Williams going against our interior offensive line. We are giving up. We're giving up a lot of pressures up that middle. Ed Ingram, the rookie, he's having a tough go at it, and I think you guys are going to eat us up on that defensive line.
Is Darrisaw going to be playing in this game?
I would be shocked. He didn't practice yesterday. I mean, back-to-back concussions. I hope he doesn't play. I mean, we need that guy for the playoffs. We need him to be healthy. So I would be very, very shocked if he played. Yeah,
and this is a big game for the Jets because, you know, we're looking around the AFC playoff picture, and the Jets are currently the 7th seed in the AFC. And tonight's Thursday night matchup is the Patriots and the Bills. And if the Patriots win tonight and the Jets lose, the Patriots have the tiebreaker over us. So we have to win this game in order to stay in the playoffs. But from a Vikings perspective, you guys are like, what, 3 games ahead in your division, and you're probably looking more up at the Eagles that are trying to, you know, compete for that number 1 seed in the NFC. So what does this game mean for you guys in terms of your playoff race and trying to get, you know, that playoff spot, which I think is pretty much clinched for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's all about that. I mean, holding on to the number 2 seed and then potentially catching the Eagles. That's what it's all about. But on top of that, it's still, I mean, I hate to say it because I don't care where power rankings and where people say, you know, are the Vikings legit, but Jets are a good team. I mean, we have to beat them. You come into our house, we have to beat you. We have to keep that confidence going. So it's more than just catching that number 1 seed. It's just, we got to win the games that we should win. And even though the Jets are good, you're coming to our place. We should beat you.
So you're getting Mike White, and he went out there in his first game against the Chicago Bears that you know very well. And the Bears, as you know, we did not get to verse Justin Fields. They have a lot of injuries, and they're simply just not a good team at all. But what was your biggest takeaways from Mike White, and what are the things about him that you want the Vikings defensively to try to hone in and stop him doing his thing that you think that is good?
I mean, we got Danielle Hunter, we got Zadarius Smith. They got to utilize these guys. They got to get after them. They got to get after this young buck who's trying to prove himself. And that actually, aside from the defense, that scares me the most too. Is just we're going against this guy, White, who wants to prove himself. He wants to show that he belongs. I mean, if I'm him, I'm going out there without a care in the world. I am slinging that thing. You guys got some damn fast receivers. You got some good weapons on offense. So that scares me a little bit too. I mean, I don't know if that's his mentality or if that's the type of player that he is, but that scares me because the Vikings have not boded well against backup quarterbacks. We're jinxed against backup quarterbacks.
And I know that the Vikings are like statistically not doing that well this year against the pass, but you guys do have players that I respect. I mean, Harrison Smith has been in the league for a long time. Patrick Peterson, you know, you got some players on the defense. So what about your defense is the reason why it's statistically bad? And do you think, you know, in terms of the eye test, are they better than what the numbers say they are?
Against the pass, no. I mean, they're dead last. They're giving up the most yards. And it seems to be the biggest question in Vikings land is, why is this defense doing so bad? I mean, against the run, we're in the middle of the road or middle of the pack there. But against the pass, I don't know if it's Ed Donatell's type of defense. I mean, this is his first year being the Vikings defensive coordinator, but our cornerbacks are giving up so much space off the line of scrimmage. Quarterbacks are having a field day, just throwing it right to him because there's no pressure there. So Harrison Smith, love the guy. He's definitely not the Harrison Smith of 4 or 5 years ago. Eric Kendricks in the middle, probably having one of his rougher years. I mean, he's getting older as well. But The guy, I mean, Zadarius Smith has been awesome. I mean, he's been one of our best signings we've had in years. So we should be able to get after it. But to answer your question is just we're giving the receivers too much damn space. We're not getting the pressures we should, really, not putting the quarterback to the ground. When you got Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter, you should rank higher than 15th in the league for sacks.
And you guys are 9-2, but we talked about it on your show. Like, every single win was not an easy one, and it's a stressful one. It goes down to the wire. I mean, have you had one win this year where it's like a comfortable win? And like, how does this Vikings team just continuously find ways to win? Because I feel like that's really the story of the Minnesota Vikings, is they just really figure out ways to win when it matters the most late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that I think that goes on Kirk Cousins' shoulders. I mean, it's a different Kirk Cousins. Love or hate Kirk Cousins, give him the respect or not, but he's really pulled those things out in the third, fourth quarter and throwing some dimes. When you got Justin Jefferson, that helps. But our team is kind of every ranking you look at, it's not like we're in the top 5. It's not like, I mean, we're all in the middle. Some are even down at the end. It's like we got this Rudy feeling on this team. Is they're just gritty. They just like don't get phased. Even against the Bills, if you're watching that thing in the mid-second quarter, you're like, the Vikings are going to lose by 30 points. And we can come back and win. And it happens every single game. Even the games we should be blowing somebody out, it's always close. But it's just, I don't know what you call it. They got this Rudy-esque feel to them where they're just these underdogs that come up big at the end.
Yeah, it's funny because the Vikings kind of have an underdog feel to them this season, even though they are winning. I mean, you have 2 losses, and first one was all the way at the beginning of the year against one of the best teams, if not the best teams in the league, in the Eagles. And then you got absolutely blown out by the Dallas Cowboys. So what happened in that Cowboys game? Like, I feel like that was the 40-3. They completely shut down Justin Jefferson. They shut down Kirk Cousins. Like, what happened? What do the Cowboys do so well to shut you guys down so I can tell my Jets to do the same thing?
We got murdered by their defensive line. That's why I'm so scared about the Jets. I mean, they were after us. Kirk Cousins had 0 time in the pocket, 0. I mean, it's easy to say that the receivers were shut down, but I don't think a single quarterback in the league would have been able to get the ball out in time. I mean, it was one of the grossest games I've ever seen as a Vikings fan. I've been a Vikings fan for so damn long, and there was no answer to anything. We couldn't stop Dallas. We couldn't get any points on them. It was disgusting. But all said and done, it came back to the fact that we couldn't do anything on offense, and that was because of their defensive line and their pass rush.
Yeah, and that's where the Jets' strong suit is. It definitely is our pass rush. But then you guys, bounce back against the Patriots, and the Patriots are one of the better teams in terms of rushing the quarterback. But Kirk Cousins was hit 4 times and sacked once. So what was the adjustment that was made for the Vikings to be able to get absolutely destroyed by the Cowboys pass rush and then go up against the Patriots, who again are a pretty good pass rushing team, and keeping Kirk Cousins upright?
Well, the big thing in that Cowboys game, we lost Darrisaw, which, I mean, Darrisaw is one of the best young left tackles in the league. So we took out Darrisaw. We brought in Blake Brandel, late round guy, has not seen much action. He got absolutely torched. I still think we would have got blown out even if Darrisaw was out there, but that made it just worse. But the Patriots game, Blake Brandel comes back, his redemption game. Everybody was scared out of their minds for Blake Brandel going against the Patriots defense and Matt Judon. But they had help, tons of help over there. And that's what did it, because we got Brian O'Neill on the right side. Our offensive line is pretty decent except for Ed Ingram. And now we got Blake Brandel, but they were helping him all game. So that was a big, big part of that. And with the Patriots, we got a few lucky bounces. I mean, we had the kick return touchdown that got us back in the game. So it still wasn't a very pretty game. We just ended up with a dub.
And what's your impressions on Sauce Gardner? Because not only is this a game about Kirk Cousins versus Mike White, but I think this is going to be a game that the NFL scope is going to be looking at in terms of Justin Jefferson, who I think is the best wide receiver in football, against Sauce Gardner, who's making the case to being the best corner as a rookie. And so what's your impressions of Sauce Gardner in his rookie season, and what do you think that matchup's going to look like against Justin Jefferson?
Oh, I can't wait for that. I love Sauce Gardner. Wanted him so damn bad. I knew there was no chance in hell we were going to get him at our pick, but love him. Love the fact when you guys beat the Packers, he was wearing the cheese head. So I can't wait. I think Jefferson will still get some catches and make some plays, but it's going to be tough. And the Vikings are going to have to rely on TJ Hawkinson a lot. I think looking for him over in the middle, looking for old man Adam Thielen, maybe even a little bit of KJ Osborne. But my worry is Kirk Cousins definitely, as he should, gets zoned in on Jefferson a lot, sometimes to the point where he's forcing it. Luckily, Jefferson usually makes some weird-ass catch anyways, but he's not going to get away with that this Sunday. So he's going to have to be looking elsewhere. And TJ Hawkinson, I think, is going to be a big part of this offense.
Yeah, and the Jets' key to shut down top-end receivers like Justin Jefferson, it's simple. It's pass rush, and that's really what their focal point is. Our general manager, Joe Douglas, was asked in the offseason, how do you take away, because we're in a division with Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs. So it's like, how do we take away these top-end receivers? And he said the way you take away these $30 million per year style receivers is getting to the quarterback efficiently, because when you get pass rush, that does not allow routes to develop down the field. It doesn't allow the quarterback any time to even throw the ball their way. So I'm hoping that the Jets can get consistent pressure on Kirk Cousins. But my issue there is Kirk Cousins gets rid of the ball very fast. He's a smart quarterback. He reads defenses quickly. He's not indecisive with his throws. He knows where the ball needs to go, and he gets rid of it fast. So that's really my biggest concern when it comes to the Jets pass rush, is Kirk Cousins knowing where the ball needs to go and getting rid of it quickly.
Yeah, and we haven't even mentioned Dalvin Cook. That's going to be a big part of this too. I mean, if Sauce is shutting down Jefferson and Thielen's not getting any separation, I mean, Dalvin Cook's going to be a big part of this as well. So I think it's going to be more, ideally, some Dalvin Cook and TJ Hawkinson. I keep saying TJ Hawkinson, but it's going to come down to guys like him. I don't think Jefferson's going to come out and all of a sudden have 120 yards and 2 touchdowns against Sauce. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close.
I Love says with a $10 donation, thank you so much, my man. He says, Onebar, congrats on a great season and thanks for Conklin. Good luck Sunday, but the gang from New York is hungry for purple people. Hashtag gang. Hey, I love
Conklin, man. I love Conklin. I was telling Richie yesterday, I said, this man, go have fun with the Jets for a couple of years, light it up, but he needs to come back and retire as a Viking.
Yeah, so I want to ask you more in depth about Tyler Conklin. I mean, you guys are happy with TJ Hawkinson. That was a great trade you guys made. But what was your impressions of Tyler Conklin's time as a Viking? And like, what type of player did you really grow to learn about him on and off the field? And what do you think that the Jets got?
Oh man, it was great watching him. When we got him in round 5, he was a guy before the draft that I really wanted the Vikings to get. And he was one of the guys mid rounds. You get your guy. I'm like, yes. So I was an instant huge fan of him. But then he backed it up on the field. I mean, it took him a couple of years to actually get some action out there, but he was just a good athletic tight end, had good hands. Just a really good guy to cheer for. He wasn't the best blocker in the world, but he got it done. But you could tell that final year and a half, it's like, all right, Conklin is making himself some money. He's starting to get to the point where he's a free agent. He's going to be a guy that he could be a number 1 tight end for a lot of teams in the league. And hopefully he's proven it with the Jets, but even off the field, active on Twitter. I mean, he's just an easy guy to root for. He's messaging back to people, and he's just an awesome dude.
He is an awesome dude. He's definitely a fan favorite from the New York Jets. Going into the offseason, I wanted a tight end so bad because that has been, the tight end position, Onebar, has been the worst position group for the Jets for so long. And our general manager got 2 in free agency. And we drafted 1 in Jeremy Ruckert, who hasn't even done anything this season yet. So thank you for Conklin, and my apologies for the Chris Herndon situation. I had to bring that up again because I know Jets fans are going to want to hear that.
I mean, the dude's a free agent. Nobody even wants him for free anymore. It's just painful. 4th round pick.
And Chaz Surratt.
Chaz Surratt, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot of, Jets and Vikings connections. And of course, got to bring up the Anthony Barr situation a couple of years back. I mean, the Jets and Vikings have interesting history when you go back in time. But Onebar, before I let you go, my friend, give your overall prediction and what you really, not really who's going to win, because obviously you're going to predict the Vikings to win, but what are some like X factors and keys to victory for the Vikings' sake of things in order to, pull off this win and defend home turf?
If they don't get the ground game going, I think it's over. I mean, Dalvin Cook doesn't have to go buck wild, but they're going to have to stick to that early and often. They cannot abandon the run early. And then, like I mentioned, Kirk Cousins forcing it to Jefferson, that's going to get us in trouble. That's going to be a pick 6 to Sauce. And that's going to be the big things. I would love to say that us stopping your pass rush, but I think we're not going to stop it. Ideally we can somewhat contain it, but you're going to get your sacks. Williams is going to be after it. And hopefully Kirk Cousins is holding onto the ball when he does that. So I don't see it being an overly sexy, fun game to watch from a Viking standpoint. I think it's going to be more of a let's just get some points where we can. Unfortunately, our kicker is Greg Joseph, so that won't be as easy as it sounds. But all in all, I think it's going to be a pretty damn close game. I think it's going to be not high scoring. I think it'll probably be low 20s, and I think it'll be a margin of a point or 2. It's going to be a nail biter. Every Vikings game is. So get ready, Jets fans.
Yeah, I think the Jets are 3-point underdogs in this one, which is pretty crazy considering the fact that we're going up against a team that's 9-2. And I'm really excited. I couldn't agree more. This is going to be a nail biter. Whoever wins, it's going to come down to the last possession. I think it's going to come down to either, a defensive play to win the game or an offensive field goal to win or, something along the lines where it's not going to really be a blowout. Unless we figure out a way to replicate the Cowboys game, I'll be okay with that, Onebar. But I'm not expecting that. So Onebar, thank you so much for hopping on the channel. Guys, please go to Onebar's YouTube channel. I was a guest on his channel yesterday. We had a whole conversation and really in-depth about the Jets and the Vikings matchup on Sunday. So do me a favor. He does a great job over there. It's great to support content creators all around the NFL. Just because we're Jets fans does not mean we can show love to other great fans that support their favorite teams across the YouTube channel. So please go type in Onebar on YouTube and subscribe to him. So Onebar, I appreciate you big time. Good luck on Sunday, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see.
Can't wait, man. Thanks for having me. It's going to be a great game.
Of course. Have a good rest of your day, my friend. Enjoy your weekend.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. All right, guys, that's Onebar. That was a great guest that we had. What were your guys' thoughts of that? Everyone hit that like button for your boy. If you did not already, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show. Hit that like button, guys. If you enjoyed the Onebar segment, Onebar's a great guy, man. He represents the Vikings well. Make sure you guys check him out on his channel. I was a guest on his channel yesterday. So that's really going to be the preview, guys. There's nothing else I can really break down. I think we all know the keys to victory: stop the run and get to the quarterback. Because if we can't do one of those things, we're doomed. I think Mike White has to have an efficient day where he moves the ball, gets the ball out quick to his team, be efficient, and let's go Jets. All right. So everybody hit that like button if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on my live stream. That's going to do it for the flight preview of this channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button again if you did not already, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's going to wrap up this show, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go Jets, and we'll see who wins tonight. I really don't know who to root for, but we'll see what happens. Peace out, everybody. Let's go Jets. Shout out Fresh. Appreciate the support on the roundtable last night, my guy.